जय गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवर धारी जय गिरिवर धारी जय यशोदानंदना जय व्रज जनरंजना जय यमुना धीर वनचारी जय कुंज विहारी जय माधवा जय कुंज विहारी Readings from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 2, Hiranyakashipu, the King of Demons. And today we will see text 55. Before getting into the text, we'll chant the auspicious invocation prayers. We'll chant. Please try to repeat. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी कथं त्वजातपक्षं स्तान् कथं त्वजातपक्षां स्तान् मातृहीनान् बिभर्म्यहम् मातृहीनान् बिभर्म्यहम् मन्दभाग्या प्रतीक्षन्ते मन्दभाग्या प्रतीक्षन्ते निधे मे मातरं प्रजाः निधे मे मातरं प्रजाः कथं तव जातपक्षांस्तान् मातृहीनान् बिभर्म्यहम् मन्दभाग्या प्रतीक्षन्ते निधे मे मातरं प्रजाः कथं तव अजातपक्षांस्तान् मातृहीनान् बिभर्म्यहम् मन्दभाग्या प्रतीक्षन्ते निधे मे मातरं प्रजाः कथं तव जातपक्षांस्तान् मातृहीनान् बिभर्म्यहम् मन्दभाग्या प्रतीक्षन्ते निधे मे मातरं प्रजा माताजी कथं तव जातपक्षंस्तान् मातृहीनान् बिभर्म्यहम् मन्दभाग्या प्रतीक्षन्ते निधे मे मातरं प्रजा कथं तव जातपक्षंस्तान् मातृहीनान् बिभर्म्यहम् मन्दभाग्या प्रतीक्षन्ते निधे मे मातरं प्रजाः कथं how to but ajatapakshan who have not grown wings to fly tan them matrihinan bereft of their mother bibarmi shall maintain aham I mandabhagya very unfortunate pratikshante they await nide in the nest may my mataram their mother prajaha baby birds. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanand Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation, please repeat. The unfortunate baby birds, bereft of their mother, are waiting in the nest for her to feed them. They are still very small and have not yet grown their wings. How shall I be able to maintain them? Purport. The bird is lamenting for the mother of his children because the mother naturally maintains and cares for the children. Yamaraja, however, in the gaze of a small boy, has already explained that although his mother left him uncared for and wandering in the forest, the tigers and other ferocious animals have not eaten him. The real fact is that if the Supreme Personality of Godhead protects one, even though one may be motherless or fatherless, one can be maintained by the goodwill of the Lord. Otherwise, if the Supreme Lord does not give one protection, one must suffer in spite of the presence of his father and mother. Another example is that sometimes a patient dies in spite of a good physician and good medicine. Thus, without the protection of the Lord, one cannot live with or without parents. Another point in this verse is that fathers and mothers have protective feelings for their children, even in the bird and beast society, not to speak of human society. Kali Yuga, however, is so degraded that a father and mother even kill their children in the womb on the plea of their scientific knowledge that within the womb the child has no life. Prestigious medical practitioners have given this opinion, and therefore, the father and mother of this day kill their children within the womb. How degraded human society has become. Their scientific knowledge is so advanced that they think that within the egg and the embryo there is no life. Now, these so called scientists are receiving Nobel Prizes for advancing the theory of chemical evolution. But if chemical combinations are the source of life, why don't the scientists manufacture something like an egg through chemistry and put it in an incubator so that a chicken will come out? What is their answer? With their specific scientific knowledge, they are unable to create even an egg. Such scientists are described in Bhagavad Gita as Maya Apahrita Jnana, fools whose real knowledge has been taken away. They are not men of knowledge, but they pose as scientists and philosophers, although their so called theoretical knowledge cannot produce practical results. Hari Om Tat Sat. ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप गदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोन् श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सखगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सखगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगलंगायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दिनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरं कथाञ्चन स्मृते यस्मिन् दुष्करं सुकरं भवेत् विस्मृते परितं स्यात् श्रीचैतन्यं नमामि तम्। हरे कृष्ण। कथं तो वजातपक्षं स्तान् मात्रहीनान् बिभर्म्यहं मंदभाग्या प्रतीक्षन्ते निधे मे मातरं प्रचाः। The unfortunate baby birds, bereft of their mother, are waiting in the nest for her to feed them. They are still very small and they have not grown their wings. How shall I be able to maintain them? So now, here, uh, in order to illustrate the point of how pointless it is to lament in this material world, the Emerald in the form of a small boy, he is actually reciting them the story of two Kulinga birds, where they actually made a nice nest. They had some eggs. They had some small baby birds, and then one day a hunter he came and killed the she bird, and then the he bird is now lamenting. So this is the nature of the material world, where everything seems to be going fine, but suddenly there's a disturbance, and then nothing is going fine. Nothing is going fine. Then there's a huge disturbance, and people get disturbed because this is the very nature of bodily platform. In bodily platform, the very idea that everything is going fine is not very intelligent. Is not very intelligent because nothing is going fine with this body. This body is day to day dwindling. Suddenly it may dwindle more, or suddenly it may dwindle less, or there may be some external reason for some problem within the body. But as we were discussing, that body itself is the problem. What comes to the body is secondary. But the primary problem is that the spirit soul, I am a spirit soul, I should not have taken the body. But the moment we have taken body, then it is natural for us to look for protection. It is natural. That is why there are these four activities which are given: Nidra, Ahara, Bhaya, Maituna. Uh, Nidra means sleeping, Ahara means eating, Bhaya means protection, Maituna means coming together in order to produce some offsprings. So this is natural functions of the body. That is why this body is there, and by this cycle, body after body is sustained. But what is the real protection? The question here in this purport, there are two subject matters Prabhupada is discussing. One subject matter is that what is the real protection? And the second subject matter he is discussing is about the scientist and how science has degraded the whole society. In one sense, both these topics are linked because ultimately in this material world, today we are thinking that science is the real protection because for everything we are dependent on science. For everything we go to science. If you want to build a house, then we want architectural science. If you want to maintain our body, then we want medical science. If you want to do some entertainment, for that also we want science. If you want to do some research, for that also we want science. Nowadays, we have made so much of scientific advancement that even things like writing poetry and all, now science can do through artificial intelligence. You can ask artificial intelligence to write one poetry, then it will write some nice poetry and give. So, this is the best way to kill the human intellect. Anyway, the point is that the more we seek the protection of atheistic knowledge, the more demoniac the society will become and is becoming. Even though one side we are making big claims that through scientific advancement we are going to have a society which will not have disease. We will cure all disease. We will put one chip into your brain, and then through that chip into the brain, we will make your whole body all right. Like that, there are some big claims which is being made, and lot of research is also being made on to how to put the chip into the brain, and then how to make the brain work with the chip. And eventually, they will end up putting some chip into the brain, okay, and they will make that work. That is besides the point. The point is that where this is all leading to, where this is all leading to. There are artificial intelligence has become the big talk of the town, and everybody is using artificial intelligence. Uh, is not that anybody is not using. I am also using that to put some data into Chat GPT and ask them to make one CSR report. Then Chat GPT will give one CSR report. Very easy. You don't have to break your head. So, like that, there is usage of these things. It is not that these things are not useful. Usage of these things is there. But then, where it is going to take us, what is the destination? That is why in Vedic system, there is a clear analysis of knowledge, the process, and the purpose of knowledge. It's a very, very clear analysis. This is called Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana. Just increasing knowledge itself is meaningless. is meaningless. Meaningless. Why? Because the end result of this knowledge should be well defined. Otherwise, you can increase knowledge about anything, and then the end result will be disastrous. So, because there is no clear definition of the end result of the so called atheistic knowledge, why there is no clear definition of the end result of so called atheistic knowledge? Because by nature it is many branched. Bahushakahi anantascha buddhayo avyavasayinam. Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam tayapahrita chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhir samadhu na vidhiyate. Krishna says. So therefore, modern scientific knowledge is a directionless journey because everyone is assuming their own direction. Somebody makes something, like for example, somebody made artificial intelligence. One fellow made it. He made the concept of artificial intelligence. Now that fellow himself, I don't know his name, but that fellow himself is now regularly lamenting on newspaper and media. Aha, I made artificial intelligence. Now these people are all using it. They are going to destroy the whole world. Artificial intelligence is going to control the humanity. We should be very, very careful. We should make some law. We should make this. We should make that. The fellow who made the artificial intelligence, he is lamenting. But the companies who are using the artificial intelligence, they don't care a fig for this fellow, he is lamenting. Their idea is how to make business. Their idea is how to make business. And then some scientists are saying that artificial intelligence look very good, but it is guzzling so much power and water. So you will be end up with intelligence, but no power, no water. They are saying you will have lot of intelligence, but there will be no power, no water. So then what to do for water and power with only intelligence? So the point is that we are going in a directionless direction. That somebody makes some picture is such a becomes such a fad, and everybody wants to make picture, and then artificial intelligence data. What for what purpose we are using? That is why Sambandha Abhidaya Prayojana analysis is very, very important. That what is the end result of a certain knowledge or certain advancement? What is that end result? Clarity should be there. Clarity should be there. If there is lack of clarity, then that will destroy the human society. But that lack of clarity will destroy the human society. Now, one side, we are making big research about age reversal. Age reversal is a big subject matter for research. Billions of dollars people are spending on age reversal. There are many, many people who are working very seriously on age reversal and some oxygen therapy, ozone therapy, that this, and somebody is claiming that I have reversed my biological age already by 20 years, by 30 years, uh, and he was the great age reversal guru. And suddenly one day he made a very, very important statement. He realized suddenly one day that even though I am a great man in age reversal, I will also die. What a statement! What a statement. Then he said, I may not die of aging causes. I may not die of aging causes, but I may die of road accident. I may die because snake might bite me. There are millions of ways to die. Aging is just one of them. But then modern science is making this age reversal as the be all and end all of everything. That, oh, when we do age reversal, then we will overcome death. So this is called foolishness. Why it is called foolishness? Because the clear goal is not understood. Now, if I don't want to die, then I have to reach a state where there is no death, not keep adjusting something which is bound to be destroyed. Everybody knows that this creation is bound to be destroyed. Everybody knows this. Modern scientists also knows this. Not that they don't know. They are also saying that at some point time and space will collapse. So then, if at some point time and space is going to collapse, then what is the use of making a research about age reversal? What is the use of making a research about how to increase sense gratification? I was in US and I was staying with one devotee family, and I saw that that Prabhuji, he became sick in the morning around 5:30. Then she came down and she made some phone to the doctor saying that my husband is sick. And then the doctor, he took all this thing, they made some online consultation and he made some prescription. That happened around 6:30. Then when that prescription was made at 6:30, by the time she managed to get the medicine, it was evening 6:30. It was evening 6:30. Because she had to call the insurance had to give approval, then she had to make some payment to the insurance, then the prescription had to go to the pharmacy, and the pharmacy had to prepare the prescription, and the pharmacy had to intimate her back that the prescription is ready. By the time all this process happened, I saw her running up and down, up and down, up and down more than 20 times in the day. And finally, at the end of the day, at 6:30, she was so happy as if she has almost scaled the Everest. She said, "The prescription is ready in the pharmacy. I am going to pick up the medicine." This is called a scientific advancement. This is called scientific advancement. I told Mataji, in India, which is supposed to be a backward country, if I want a medicine, if I phone the pharmacy, that fellow will come running with the medicine. Eh? And you people are living the American dream that medicine will come after the man will die. What is the use of this American dream? So then she became very perturbed. And then she started telling, you know, the biggest scam in America is the insurance, medical insurance. And then she said that it is such a big scam that one fellow, he actually took a gun and shot the president of an insurance company. Then now the whole public is telling that he has done the right thing. He should not be punished. He should be released. The entire public is rallying behind this guy. This guy has done the right thing. He should not be punished. And this Mataji, she's so emotionally saying, he is my son. This fellow who, that fellow who shot that guy, he is my son. We will not allow him to be punished. We'll go on the street and then we'll make some agitation. People are so frustrated. People are so frustrated. People are so frustrated. And then she was telling that they voted for one government and that government was super crazy. Then they thought that okay, we'll vote for the next government. So they voted for the next government. That government was even more crazier than the previous government. Okay, and in that government, from the school they sent letter that the parents should give consent for their children to become from boy to girl or girl to boy. They should not interfere. When the child wants to become boy from girl or girl from boy, there is no permission needed from the parents. They want to waive off that and write some clause saying that my son can become daughter, my daughter can become son. It will be everyday suspense. I sent my son to school. Now my son will come back or daughter will come back. Everyday suspense. Then they got very crazy. And then they voted for the government which was previously, which they thought was bad. They thought that government is much better than this government. And then this government is making their life even more crazy. Huh? So there is a story. There's a story. What is the story? I didn't tell that story to Mataji. I'm telling you that story because she was very frustrated. If I told the story, she would have started crying. But I am telling you the story. What is the story? There was once a criminal who was caught by a king. Huh? And then the criminal was brought to the king's court for getting punishment. The king saw the criminal and he told him, "You have two choices for punishment. You can choose which punishment you want." He said, "Either you have to eat 100 raw onion or you have to get 100 lashes." What is the punishment? Either eat 100 raw onion or get 100 lashes. This thief thought, "Arey, getting 100 lashes is very difficult. Let me eat 100 raw onion." He's only eating, no, what is the big deal? I'll just eat 100 raw onion. He said, "My dear king, I choose 100 raw onion." Okay. Then they brought a basket of onion in front of him and kept. So he started peeling each onion and then eating. By the time he ate 10 onion, then whole body was burning. Whole body was burning. And then streams and streams of tears was coming from his eyes. He was so acidic and he couldn't swallow one more onion. He thought getting lashes is better. So therefore he raised his hand and he said, "My dear king, I want to change my choice. I want to go for the lashes." Then king said, "Okay, no problem. Stop onion, start lashes." Then the guy started getting lashed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He said, "King, please stop. I'm going back to the audience. This lash is too much. I'm going back to the audience." Then he went back to the audience. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. No, no, no. I'm going back to the lashes. This fellow, that way, ended up eating 100 audience and getting 100 lashes. This is called a modern scientific advancement, right? We don't know what we want. So we are ending up eating onion and we are getting lashes also. So therefore, Vedic system is very, very clear. Very, very clear. Anything you want to know as knowledge, it should be clearly defined by these three parameters. What is that? Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana. So therefore, one should be very, very clear that if I am getting into a knowledge, that knowledge, how it is going to relate me to the environment around me and how it is going to relate me to my goals. This is called Sambandha. Abhideya means what process I am going to follow and what is going to be the effect of that process. Prayojana means what result I am going to get out of all these things. So therefore, this analysis of Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana is considered as very, very important aspect of Vedic knowledge. Considered a very important aspect of Vedic knowledge. Without this analysis, there is no protection. Without this analysis, there is no protection. Why there is no protection? Because you ultimately don't know what you are getting into. You ultimately don't know what you are getting into. And if you don't know what you are getting into, there is no protection because there is no guarantee what result will come out of it. There is no guarantee what result will come out of it. The world is nicely progressing. Science is also nicely progressing. There is no doubt about it. That science has made lot of strides in progress. However, the result is that today the world is more chaotic than yesterday. That is the result. And we can see that result directly. It is not that we want to engage in some scientist bashing or anything like that. That is not our intention. Our intention is not to bash some scientist. But our intention is to at least understand what is the reality. Every day the world is becoming more and more chaotic. Every day the world is becoming more and more chaotic. Every day the conflicts are increasing only. The conflicts are not decreasing. Conflicts are increasing only. And as time goes by, new disease only is coming. We are not solving the disease problem. We are we are saying, oh, we have eradicated polio. Okay, very good, sir. It's very nice. It's commendable thing that we have eradicated polio. Very good. There is nothing wrong in that. Commendable work has been done in eradicating polio. But we also ended up with COVID, where the whole world was shut down. One way it was good. One way it was good. Because we could see how harmful human intervention is to the whole environment of the world. During the COVID time, it was very, very clear that the greatest enemy to humanity is humanity itself. It was very clear during the COVID time because everything was shut down, and within 15 days, within a matter of 2 weeks, 3 weeks, nature completely reset itself. All pollution gone. People were able to see the Himalayas from Punjab. Uh, now you cannot see your own hand also. In Delhi, I went so much smog. If you have to see your hand, you have to remove some smog and check whether hand is there or not. How crazy we have become. How crazy we have become. So therefore, Bhagavatam is telling us that you have to accept real protection. You have to accept real protection. What is that protection? That protection is the protection of Bhagavata Dharma. The protection of Bhagavata Dharma. What is that Bhagavata Dharma? Bhagavata Dharma is defined as Savaipam Sam Parodharmo Edo Bhakti Radokshaje Ahaituki Apratihata Yatma Suprasidati. That the greatest dharma or the highest dharma is by which one renders pure devotional service to the transcendental Lord. And such service should be unmotivated and uninterrupted in order to fully satisfy the self. Very clear, very, very clear. There is no confusion. There is no confusion. Satisfaction of the self is the goal. Because that was the question which was asked in the beginning. Yenatma suprasidati. How will the self be fully satisfied? Yenatma suprasidati. How will the self be fully satisfied? So therefore, the answer was given, Yayatma suprasidati. By this way, the self can be fully satisfied. Fully satisfied. But how to accept the protection of the Bhagavata Dharma? The method of accepting the protection of Bhagavata Dharma has been given as 6 steps. What are the 6 steps? The 6 steps of surrender. Anukulyasya sankalpaha, pratikulyasya varjanam, akshasiti iti vishwaso, goptritve varanam tata, atmanikshepa karpanye, shadvida sharanagati. First of all, one should accept whatever is favorable to Krishna consciousness. This is very important. श्री श्री जगन्नाथ देव सुभद्र महारानी की, श्री गौरनाथ जी की, लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव भगवान की, शिला प्रभुपाद की, गौर प्रेमानंदे. So, one should accept what is favorable to Krishna consciousness. It's very, very important. One should accept Bhakta Sangha. One should accept the different aspects of sadhana bhakti. And in the process of accepting things which is favorable to Krishna consciousness, one should also give up things which are unfavorable to Krishna consciousness. And those things have been very nicely defined in Nectar of Devotion and Nectar of Instruction, that what is unfavorable to Krishna consciousness. So, one should meditate upon these things, and one should actually give up those things which are unfavorable to Krishna consciousness. What is unfavorable to Krishna consciousness is actually considered as the protection in the material world. What is unfavorable to Krishna consciousness is actually considered as the protection in the material world. Because in the material world, if you ask anybody, yesterday I met two nice devotees and we were discussing about some education system. So I asked that Mataji, why did you study? Simple question. Why did you study? Hmm. So you also study. Why did you study? Why did you go to university? Hmm? Hmm? Why do people go to university? Yeah, to get a job, right? Yeah. Why do you want to get a job? To earn money. Why do you want to earn money? Huh? It will pay my bills. Why do you want to pay your bills? So that you can be happy, right? So we have this sequence. What is that? Education is equal to economic development is equal to happiness. But is this equation working? Even though everybody believes in this equation, even though everybody believes in this equation, you ask anyone. I was in UK and I was giving a class, and in that class there were two kids who were 4 5 years old, three kids who were about 7 8 9 years old, and two university students. Okay, so the whole range was there. So I asked first the kids that why are you going to school? They said to get to study. What do you want to study? We want to get job. Why do you want to get job? We want to earn money. Why you want to earn money? We want family. Why you want family? Then we can be happy. Then I asked the same question to the elder kids. Same answer. Then I asked the same question to the college students. Same answer. We are so convinced education is equal to economic development is equal to happiness. We are so convinced about it. But as we are going through the process, are we experiencing it? Are we experiencing it? No. Even if we are experiencing it, to a very small extent, we are experiencing it. In order to experience that small amount of happiness, we have to go through a large amount of inconvenience, starting from Bangalore traffic. Uh, to go from one place to another place is like waging a war. You have to get ready as if you are going to wage a war and make so much preparation to just go from one place to another place. We have made our life so much miserable, but we very firmly believe in this. We very firmly believe in this. But what is the real purpose of education? What is the real purpose of education? Huh? What is the real purpose of education? What the Vedas are saying? Huh? The real purpose of education is to get proper knowledge of the self. The Vedas are saying tamasoma jyotirgamaya, asatoma sadgamaya, mrityoma amritam gamaya. Very clear. Very clear. There's no confusion. There's no confusion. Uh, don't be under ignorance. Come to light. Uh, don't be attracted by what is not permanent. Be attracted by what is permanent. Don't die. Go towards eternal life. So, therefore, modern science is also saying that we don't want to die. Modern scientists are also saying that we don't want to die. But the process which they are adapting or which they are adopting, is it taking us towards deathlessness or is it taking us towards death? That is the question. That is the question. Certain aspect of it, they are saying that we are trying to prolong the body in certain aspects. In certain aspects. But there are a whole other set of aspects which they are not addressing. Like nobody is addressing war. Nobody is addressing pestilence. Nobody is addressing disasters which are coming through nature naturally. Nobody is addressing terrorism. Nobody is addressing trade disputes. Nobody is addressing these things. Just people are obsessed with one thing. What is that? We will reverse the age of the body. And they are becoming successful also, let us say. But what about a whole gambit of things which is left here, which can cause mass death? What are you going to do about it? I can have age reversal. I can become very young. I can, I can have pure oxygen. I can enter into oxygen chamber. Whatever I do, I can reverse my age by 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. But if I get stuck in Bangalore traffic and in an accident, if I die, what happens? Yesterday, one guy was telling Bangalore has the lowest rate of accident because nobody can go fast even if they want to. So, anyway, the point is there are hundreds of ways to die. There are hundreds of ways to die. But modern science is making such a big deal about only one reason to die. Only one reason to die. So, therefore, modern science or modern knowledge is not real protection. It is not useless, but it is not real protection. It is not real protection. It has its use. If you get sick, you go to the doctor, take some medicine. It has its use. It's not that it is useless, but it is not the be all and end all of it, as if the scientists are projecting. And the more the modern science is improving, the more people are becoming demoniac. Just like Prabhupada is mentioning here, that abortion has become a right. Abortion has become a right. In US, it's a big thing that people are fighting elections based on abortion rights. Hmm? That there's a whole group of people are saying that abortion is the right of a woman. So we should be allowed to kill the baby. We are baby killer. We want to be baby killer. And this is culture we want to be. Like that is a whole set of people who are there. They become so insensitive. They become so insensitive. So, therefore, real protection is to try to understand that what is my real identity? What is my real identity? And real protection is try to understand that in spite of all the efforts which we are making to protect ourselves and to be happy, why we are not happy? Prabhupada actually gives a very simple, straightforward example. He says that if a fish is put out of water, you can actually give anti-aging therapy to the fish. You can actually give so many different facilities to the fish, but the fish will never be happy and it will die. So therefore, we are actually in an atmosphere which is very, very alien to us, which is this material atmosphere. So we have to come out of this material atmosphere. That is the real protection. And that protection is offered by Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore, the very, very starting of Srimad Bhagavatam itself is the destruction of the body. Bhagavatam starts with the destruction of the body. Parishit Maharaj is cursed to die in 7 days. This is where Bhagavatam starts. It is starting with the sure short destruction of the body. There is no doubt that he is going to die after 7 days, nor that he is trying to stop his death after 7 days. He is not taking any measure to stop his death after 7 days. But he is taking shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam. He is showing where the real protection lies. What kind of knowledge, what kind of process will actually offer the ultimate protection? What kind of knowledge and what kind of process will offer the ultimate protection? So, therefore, it starts with something which is grossly obvious. What is that? The body is going to be destroyed. And it is starting with something that is grossly obvious with a particular timeline. In 7 days, the body is going to be destroyed. In 7 days, the body is going to be destroyed. So therefore, the body is not the protection. How much ever protection we want to offer to the body by the engagement of modern science, destruction will only result. Real protection is to take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam. Uh, so therefore, it's a very, very important topic that where our real protection lies. Okay, we'll stop here. See any comments, questions, anything? Yes. Correct. Mm. 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 The point is that the pleasure which is offered by the material world is instant. Is instant. You open the phone, you see the reel, there is instant dopamine rush. The pleasure which is offered in the world is instant. Okay. But if you want to get pleasure from a process which is Krishna conscious, then you need practice. You need practice. It is not instant. You need practice. So the very nature of mind is to resist that practice because mind and senses are directly attracted to instant pleasure. Instant pleasure. So therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Kali Yuga, he understands that we need some instant pleasure. Without instant pleasure, we cannot practice spiritual life. So therefore, he has made three items of instant pleasure as the process. What is that? Eating, singing, and dancing. Because all the three will give instant pleasure. You eat, you can get instant pleasure. You sing, you can get instant pleasure. You dance, you can get instant pleasure. So therefore, already Mahaprabhu is making this process where there is some instant pleasure, right? So the only thing is that we should try to take that to the direction. Right? Nowadays we don't dance enough. When we do kirtan, we don't dance enough. We are just so then there is no happiness which is coming out of it because we are also tight. We are also tight. We become so tight. We don't loosen ourselves. We don't give ourselves to the process. We are so tight. Somebody is doing kirtan, somebody else is standing like this. Nobody is dancing. So if you really want to, there is a way to enjoy the process. And who is stopping us from enjoying the process? We ourselves are stopping from enjoying the process. The only thing we are supposed to do in front of deity is to dance, sing and dance, right? But we are not doing. So then what will happen? The process also will be very, it will look also very monotonous. So there is a facility which is given to us. That facility should be utilized so that we can get some instant pleasure. When we get that instant pleasure, then we can feel gratified also. Then we can do things which are more difficult to do, right? So that's why this morning program is so important, where Guru Puja, different Kirtan, all these things, it gives us the energy to face the other things which are little difficult to do. So if we utilize that opportunity, then to some extent we can be satisfied. At least in the beginning, this is all very much required. To some extent, we can be satisfied. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Any other question? Yes. I thought I said I myself am utilizing AI. Yeah. So and I also said if you get sick, you go to hospital. Like I'm saying the use is there. I'm not saying it is useless. I'm not saying it is useless. I think I said that few times in the class. I said that modern science is not useless, but the problem is it is directionless. That is the problem. Okay. It is useful, but it is directionless. Because of the nature of it being directionless, it is causing overall reverse effect. That is what we are trying to see, right? It is meant to cause a certain effect, but it is causing overall reverse effect because it is directionless, right? There's no God to control it. When there's no God to control it, then anybody can do whatever they want. Like I can use AI to actually make a CSR report, but somebody can use AI to actually make a weapon which will destroy the whole world, right? So there is no control or there's no direction. So that is the biggest problem. That's what we are discussing, that the modern science is avivasayatmika buddhi, avivasayatmika buddhi, which is many branched intelligence. Buddhayo avivasayinam bahushakahi anantascha. There's unlimited varieties in which it can be used or misused. There's unlimited varieties of use, there's unlimited varieties of misuse. Why? Because there is no proper direction. That is the whole point. It's not that we are criticizing science per se. Okay. Then somebody may ask, why are you using it? Right? Somebody may ask, why are you using it? But I would say that anything and everything in the world, we have the first right to use it. Anything and everything in the world, we have the first right to use it. Why we have the first right to use it? Because we are actually using everything in proper way. We are using everything in service of Krishna. So therefore, it gives us the first right of usage. Anything and everything in the world, we should use it. We should use technology. We should use artificial intelligence. We should use everything. Because we can use everything in service of Krishna. We know how to use it. We have direction. We have direction. That is our biggest strength. That we have direction. And we know the result which we want to get. And we know that what can give the result, what cannot give the result. We know that artificial intelligence cannot give us Bhagavad Prema. We know this very well. If you want to get Bhagavad Prema, then you have to get it from the association of devotees. You will not get from the association of artificial intelligence. But the material world is so crazy that people are already making relationship with artificial intelligence. One fellow is asking AI that can you marry me? Yeah, already they are getting emotionally attached to artificial intelligence. In US, one kid committed suicide because the artificial intelligence actually told him, you are useless. Why are you living? Go and die. The kid was conversing with artificial intelligence. The artificial intelligence giving answer. Finally, conclusion is you are useless. You don't have to live. Go and die. And the kid went and committed suicide. It's not some crazy story. It's real. So the point is that we are not crazy. We are not crazy. We know that our emotional attachment should be to the devotees. Our emotional attachment should be the deities. Because we understand consciousness. We understand consciousness. So therefore, we have the right to use it. And we have the direction to use it. We can use it. We can use anything for the auspiciousness of the whole world. Simply because we know that what needs to be done. And we also know how it needs to be done. We know this. So therefore, that is the real protection. That is the real protection. The clear understanding of Sambandha, Abhidaya and Prayojana is actually the real protection. So therefore, we can use everything. We don't have a problem. We can use Everything. And when we are criticizing, we are not criticizing saying that you guys are useless. We are simply criticizing, stating a fact that you guys are directionless. Because you are directionless, what you are supposed to achieve, you are getting opposite result of that. And nobody can deny that. Every scientific advancement has created more problem than it has solved it. History. This is history. So therefore, criticism should be offered in the right place, in the right measure, when it is justified. That's not wrong. That's not wrong. Just because I am criticizing, it doesn't mean that I cannot use it. I have the first right to use it. Why? Because I have clarity. I have clarity. I have direction. Right? Make sense? Okay, we'll stop here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaura Premanande. Thank you very much.